Greetings, y'all! This is going to be the first video I upload on this channel because I felt like I needed to come back to something when I eventually delete this channel about 100 years from now. 2025 is off to a pretty wild start, to say the least, and I think that most of us are pretty exhausted. Everywhere you turn to, it seems like there's another political event happening or another global catastrophe happening, and you know that's unavoidable. That happens all the time. But it's permeating into everyday life so consistently that even the YouTubers that I watch have touched on it. It's unavoidable. And I'm not dogging on them for it. I understand it is very important to stay informed and, you know, to stay up to date with everything, and more power to them. If you want to do that, awesome. But at the same time, it's also important to stay grounded, to give yourself a break every once in a while, right? It's like being on a super strict diet for a very long time. Yes, it's important to eat healthy and it's good for you, but sometimes you really just want to munch down on that double quarter pounder with extra salted fries and a medium Sprite. You know what, maybe that analogy doesn't work, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? This was something that I learned here recently, getting into the culture war nonsense, this political turmoil. It's really not sustainable. It's going to forever give you a headache, and you will begin to lose faith in humanity very quickly. I specifically remember in the 2010s when the SJW crowd was still a thing and they were royally hated. A lot of people made fun of them because it was ridiculous, and only for them to be replaced in the 2020s by the anti-woke crowd. They are two sides of the same slop-covered coin, and frankly, nobody wants to hear from them. I've begun to realize that anyone, if given the chance, will be offended by something. You can be offended by literally anything. I can make a video on how Halo 3 is either the most racist game ever or the most woke game ever, depending on what side of the political spectrum that you're on and what colored slop you like to eat. Frankly, it's just exhausting and fucking cringe. The internet is still relatively in its infancy in the grand scheme of things, so I'm glad that other creators, and myself included, have begun to realize that no matter what extreme side of the political spectrum you're on, you're both cringe. You're both terrible people. But of course, it's not just the non-issue culture war nonsense that I'm tired of, it's also the over-reliance of AI. Here I thought that we had already evolved past this crap with people like J-Station and stuff like that, only to somehow devolve into over-relying on AI or having the video be more than 50% AI content. And I'll be the first to admit, perhaps I'm a little bit more biased because I am in a career, specifically programming, that deals with this kind of stuff on a daily basis. And it really annoys me to see somebody send me a Teams message that says, "I asked ChatGPT this and it actually said this would be better." Yes, it's cool. It does cool things. I get that. I'm not opposed to that. But it really annoys me seeing AI bros come out and speak all this nonsense about how this new version of the AI will actually be really good. It's gonna outshine the others and really disrupt the industry. I swear to God this time, guys, it's different. I swear to God.
Hey pal, you just blowing from stupid town?
Oh, my dear sweet boy, we're really having those delusions today, aren't we? And of course, this leads to a lot of content creators creating this trash content that just is primarily made up of AI-generated stuff, whether it be voice or pictures or even stories for that matter. Now, I am not opposed to using AI when it's used responsibly. Hell, Doug makes content where he utilizes AI, and it actually makes for really good content. If you've never seen it, I really suggest you watching it. This is a responsible use of AI. But on the other side, JCS uses AI to basically narrate an entire video instead of actually recording the audio himself like he normally does. This is not a responsible use of AI. Now, maybe you don't have a problem with it, and that's fine. I'm not forcing you to, but I personally have a problem with it. And if you haven't been living under a rock for the past couple of years, I don't need to explain to you why it's an issue for me personally and many others. I'll just be beating a dead horse at this point. Now, with all of that being said, I can safely wrap everything that I talked about into a little package that we like to call slop content. And it really seems to me that YouTube has consistently devolved into promoting this slop content or this rage bait content more than content that is actually created purely for the love of making content. I know this has been a thing on YouTube forever. I remember complaining about this in 2016 and 2017. Everybody said the same thing, but it really just seems like that it's just evolving differently. The issue isn't really being fixed, it's just constantly morphing, like a weird monster from The Thing. So what I am trying to do with this channel, and really what I should have been doing from the very get-go with my other channels, is try to stray away from that slop content. I really just want to make things that I enjoy making, and hopefully encourage other creators to do the same, whether you be small or big, whatever. I hope it's a growing trend to stop diving into the slop and start just making some cool shit. Show us your interests. Show us what you like to do or what media you like, you know, just kind of how it used to be. And if you're here to tell me that I'm in denial or I'm just ignoring the outside world, the real problems, I just want you to remember for a second. I have a 24/7 life outside of this here camera. I feel like a lot of people seem to forget that everybody online, every internet user, has a life outside of the internet. It's not just what you see in the comments or the videos or whatever. For some people it is, which I think is pretty fucking weird to just outwardly share your life like that. Don't be Christian. Don't be a Christian, dude. Just nobody gives a fuck that much. Trust me, most of my time is spent on ground news looking at articles. I don't need to constantly give my opinion about whether something is good or bad, and you sure as shit don't either. I know you're updated. I know you know it's a bad thing or a good thing, that whatever is happening. Like, I don't need to beat a dead horse. You already understand it. I already understand it. Not everybody needs to keep on reminding you of the real world. Escapism is okay if you ground yourself in reality at the very end. So that's basically it. I have some videos uploaded in case you want to check it out, in case you just want to chill out here with me and take a fucking break from it all. It's February now. It's crazy. There's no reason that we should be in this much chaos in February. So I don't know. Hopefully we can just calm down a little bit. Buck the trend of constantly dividing ourselves even further to no ends. For what, even? So, all right, that's gonna be it for this video. Like I said, this is just the intro video. This really is going to be the only time that I want to talk about anything political or social related. I'm just doing this as a way to kind of like set the tone, set the mood of what I have envisioned for this channel. Check out the other stuff. It's much more fun. I recorded them a few months back, so now I finally get to upload them. I don't know when the upload schedule is going to be. I'm focused on school and having a full-time job, so I'll get to it when I get to it. But until next time, guys, I'm going to go peel the lead paint from off my wall. See you later.